Teachers, allow me to recap the day's lesson. I still remain yours, Dr. Benson Yorole. Today we have looked at 4 items, 4 lessons. The first lesson is on CBC and the core competencies of CBC. Lesson 2, we have looked at multiple intelligences. Lesson 3, we have looked at learner-centered strategies. And lesson 4, we have looked at the concept of inclusive education. There is one concept that we also wanted to look at today, that is ICT integration in learning or in education. We say that when we move it to April, we want to update our skills in ICT. Therefore, we will go through that point in time. So where do we begin? When we talk about CBC curriculum, we are talking about the concept of acquisition of competencies. That competence refers to skills, abilities, and capabilities required by a person to achieve a competency performance. For example, we are saying somebody should be able to drive by the end of a course. So the skill, the ability, the capability that we as a teacher must enable that learner to acquire, so as to be measured as a good driver, the competency performance. So when we are talking about a runner in a biology class, what skills must they acquire? What abilities must they? What capabilities must we enable them to have? So as maybe to perform maybe a simple longitudinal or cross-sectional cast. You see, we want them to achieve that competency. So we are saying with the CBC, it's premised on the belief that we learn throughout our lives, and the knowledge acquisition is accumulative. So that we are required from the knowing, we are able to do. And then when we are able to do repeatedly, we master skill. Just like the way we drive, you begin by accumulating small skills, then you acquire ability to drive. Then finally, you have the capability now you can drive in all the roads, in all the conditions. You see? So we are saying in the CBC curriculum, we are emphasizing 2 key things: skill attainment and learning. What is learning? The acquisition of knowledge and skills through study. It could be through an experience, or even it could have been through thought. So we are saying the key here, the key outcome is the issue of skill attainment and learning. And that's what we see. I would always have seen maybe a difference in a CBC learner and the current system. One will come at home and say, I want to clean to do the dishes. And the older ones just don't wonder, what's wrong with this one? Why does this one want to clean dishes? And at this point in time, they only know theoretically that when you want to clean plates, you got to have water, the soap, and the other ingredients. But this one, they have been taught in school, so they come and practice the skill. In school, we teach them about maybe even a seed bed, how to do a seed bed. When they come to home, they practice. Look at this, in CBC, acquisition of skills. They are now able, I have seen grade 4, grade 5 runners are able to sew, maybe using crochet, and they are able to maybe come up with a scarf, a pullovers. This is skill acquisition as opposed to attainment of knowledge alone. So they must acquire that knowledge. They must acquire the skill, and they must acquire the right values, the right attitude, and very importantly, they apply that knowledge acquired to do. So we don't only emphasize one domain, cognitive. No. Once they have acquired the knowledge, can they apply that knowledge? And then when they acquire the knowledge, they use that knowledge, they apply that knowledge for some time. They acquire mastery in the performance of that competence. That's what we are talking about CBC. So when you look at CBC, what are the characteristics? Specific measurable competence. That these runners are able to apply those skills, demonstrate ability, demonstrate capability in a certain skill, in a certain competency, and they demonstrate performance in that competency. Then look at the running, when we have been talking about even when we are setting objectives in the classroom for a lesson, we have been talking about by the end of the lesson, the runner should be able to acquire. But we know we are targeting mostly the cognitive domain. But what are we saying now? The content that we deliver in the classes should be based on the runner's outcome. What competency do you want them to demonstrate? And therefore, we give them the skills, we give them the knowledge, we give them the values, and we allow them to acquire the right attitude, so as to demonstrate performance in a certain competence, in a certain competence. And then we are saying continuous runner involvement until mastery. So you don't stop, you don't give up. We are saying the skills are incremental. They build on each other, they accumulate until somebody is able to move from not only now applying the doing, but mastery in what they are doing. Then you say with the CBC, we are focusing on a variety of instructional strategies. We are going to look at that in number 2. Then we hear most importantly, we want to focus on what runners need to know, not what the teacher wants to teach, but what the runners need to know, so as to demonstrate performance in a certain competency. So, for example, you want them to do maybe something like draw a particular line using a pair of compass and a ruler only. You see, what are we saying? That's what the runner needs to know, and we need to emphasize on that. And we are saying continuous runner involvement until mastery. So an engaged runner. Then pacing instruction to runner need. So remember with the current system, you teach, you want to cover the syllabus without so much caring about what does this runner want and need, not even want need. So as to be able to perform at a certain competence, at a certain level. Then runners demonstrate mastery of competencies. So by the time they leave, if it's language, can this runner be able to speak fluently? Do they have fluency in their language? If it is, we are talking about physical, health and physical education. There are different games, kabaddi, whatever. There are many games that are there that they are doing now. And remember, you have not been emphasizing so much on PHE. The HP, health and physical education. But this is what they are going to do. Then there are many other things that these runners will do, we are going to see later on. But I want to emphasize a little on those areas. So what are we saying? We are saying CBC is about engaged, empowered, and an ethical citizen. That is the crap we say, is the CBC crap. An engaged, an empowered, ethical citizen. So we are saying a runner is engaged in the classroom. So this is telling us one thing: we must shift our teaching from the teacher knowing and the reservoir of knowledge, the runner there that do not know. So the reservoir pouring into the runner. No, we are saying the runner is not tabular runners. Like they are able to generate knowledge as a community. So when they sit together, they are able to, either in the different strategies that we're going to look at, they can be able to construct their own knowledge. Like the way I'm seeing your discussions in the forums. and I'm seeing a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience being put there, and a lot of learning that is occurring. When we share that knowledge, it will be good for us. We are going to pick all those contributions and put them into a note form under each of the sections, and then we share with you. Then you can see the beauty of what you have been engaging there. Then we are saying, what is the vision of CBC? Nurturing every runner potential. We need to identify the potential, we nurture that potential, and then we get very runners who are successful. See, that is what we need. So in the classroom, you as a teacher, you need to identify, see, Joroge maybe perhaps is logical reasoning. That's the way what we understand. So help him understand the concepts in my Swahili using his that intelligence. Then you see this one is not very good in cognitively, but psychomotor, this one is very good. So you nurture that potential, you identify that potential, you nurture it, and then you get various runners who are successful. Then we are saying we got to move, focusing on content to acquisition of competencies. So what are we saying? We are saying that not only should the runner there acquiring some knowledge in books. For example, you ask yourself, you rank the different types of goats and their characteristics, and the ones which are suitable for a certain area. Where have you applied that knowledge? So we need to move from there. The CBC is telling us you bring those goals there. The runner will see them, touch, feel, see the characteristics, not in a book, experiential running. So you pick them, take them where those goals are, and then you identify the characteristics. You see the way even the books are done now. You are only doing guiding the runner, guiding. That's why the teacher is now a facilitator. You guide the runner, then this runner is able to explore and is able to learn from the guidance, and eventually they acquire the competence. So like you see, when you are teaching a concept, let's say something like types of maybe differences between flowering and non-flowering plants. Don't come in the classroom and tell them these are flowering or non-flowering plants, and then give the characteristics completely lesson go. No. You are now engaging the runner, taking them to the field. They will see the different types of plants. They will see some have flowers, some do not. Allow them to correct. Ask them, guide them to classify. Once you ask them to classify, then from there, tell them, can you now know the characteristics of these flowers that you have brought together? These plants that you have brought together. One of them, they are producing these ones, flowers. These ones don't. Then the knowledge will be generated by the runner. So the teacher is a facilitator. That's the word. Then we are saying, the curriculum right now is a little rigid, the number of subjects you can do, but we are saying we are moving to a curriculum with very flexible opportunities and many areas of specialization. I want to touch that one a little bit. Then we have been focusing on summative assessment, summative, objective, which are very competitive, and runners will hide the answers. You know, in the classroom, we even tell them, can you hide your work? You see, even when they are engaging, okay, in the classroom, even when you have given a small assignment in the class, I say, can you hide your work? You see, that's not the way to go. We are saying that we must engage this runner, and we move from more, okay, we balance, of course, formative and summative assessment. But we need to focus on the organic assessment. Like now, in this TPD, we are not giving you exams, no? We have asked you to do journals. Tell us what you have learned. See? What more you need to know. Areas of improvement. You see? Then how are you going to apply that knowledge? Then we are saying, no, after you have now, we have taught you this. or we have facilitated, the one is facilitated use. You move to the school and apply the knowledge. When you apply, you see, you need to change your, like you are going to see what you need to do in your classroom. You apply that, you screenshot that, and then you shoot that one or you record that. Then you upload as a portfolio and we mark that. So the same thing you are runners. We are moving from so much on objective assessment to authentic assessment. And then the issue of a runner excelling. And that's why we are talking about this runner in terms of the demonstrating performance in a competency. They are either one, below expectation, approaching expectation, meeting the expectation, or exceeding the expectation. And there are performance indicators of each section. Below expectations, below expectation. What is that runner? What level of capability or performance or competence is that runner able to do? The one who is approaching the expectation, you also develop performance indicators for the same. The one who is meeting expectations, their performance indicators that they are able to do 1, 2, 3. Able to do, not to know, able to do. Then exceeding expectation. What is this thing that they are doing differently? For example, if it is, I saw in a class last semester when I went for teaching practice, the teacher was teaching about the environment. And we only have a few things that you can see in the environment. But I saw very creative runners. Some drew an ocean. The teacher had done a small section on an ocean, a river coming in, some plants, some animals, some few things. But this runner was able to draw a ship. You see? You see a different competence. I saw another one able to draw fishermen, fishing fish. So they are exceeding the expectation. That's what we are saying. So, and that is the way to go. Then, so we are saying CPC is anchored on three pillars. The first pillar is values, guiding principles, and theoretical approaches. You see, that's why when we talk about we look at the vision, an empowered, an engaged, and eco-citizen. So values, we want to achieve a runner who is ethical. We have, remember there was the issue of corruption, that we are losing almost 2 billion per day. So the runners we get, we then be ethical. Then empowered, a runner who knows their rights, a runner who is able to perform, and they know they are well empowered to know the rights, their rights. And I have seen children now. They will tell you, why are you speaking to me rudely like that? It is my right not to be spoken rudely. You see? You have even seen these runners come and say, you gave me this name. I think I should change the name. Because they know the right. They understand these things. An empowered citizen. So we are saying values. Then we have some guiding principles. So when we talk a little about it, then we have principles. The values, wrath, responsibility, respect. That's why these runners, when they are coming from, they are responsible. They'll come and do their shoes. They'll clean, polish them. They'll keep their bags nicely. They will even cover their books. There's a lot of respect when they are talking to you. A lot of unity. They will be together. They will do things together. They want to be together. They want to pray together. They want to share. The issue of peace, and we understand why we need this peace. Patriotism, they love for their country. The issue of social justice, the issue of integrity. So we are calling it value-based education, VBE. That's what we want, where you involve all the runners, the teachers, the support, all everybody, the school community, all the stakeholders. They involved. That's why these children will come at home. And in the evening, they will engage you as now the parent, not the teacher. Because we are saying everybody must contribute to the learning process. So those are the values. They are anchored on the principles of opportunity. We are offering in every runner. We are many opportunities where we are able to tap on the potential of the runner and ensuring that we identify it, we nurture it, and then we have very successful runners. The issue of excellence in both teaching and learning, that acquisition of knowledge, whether through doing, through experience, through self-study. So it must not only come from the teacher. Diversity and inclusion. Dr. Cecilia will talk about inclusion in the classroom. Then there is the issue of parental engagement. That one we don't need to say. We are saying parents now are engaged. And there is a little talk among the parents that they are feeling the heat of CDC because they are engaged. But it's good that engagement also brings, we are able to understand our runners. Community service learning. Don't tell the runner that this is a cow and it is milk. Okay, you do it on the blackboard, you milk like this. These runners when they leave school, they want to go and give back to their home. That's the simplest example that I would experiential learning. So they will go there and help you with the cow. They are helping clean the utensils of the kitchen, cleaning the house, making their bed, polishing their shoes. So you see, they are learning something. And so in the future, we are going to see now in high school, these runners, because they are more mature, can they go back, can they go to the community, clean the streets, go to the hospital, help around, so that they acquire that experience. They want an experiential learning. So we move on not only them acquiring knowledge in the classroom, but they will learn from the community in which they live in. As they engage. Then a differentiated curriculum, you can see there are in which many pathways, and there are three pathways, 9 tracks in high school, many learning areas. Curriculum that is diverse, that is differentiated. Even in the pathway, you can see there is a pathway for the regular runner and the pathway for the special runner. See? Then we are seeing theoretical approaches, there are many. The instructional design, if I got to say socio-cultural theory, the issue of running by interaction. So there are some things that this curriculum will be important for our classes. Then the issue of multiple intelligence, we are going to see the eight intelligences as advocated by Howard Gardner. So you see, and I know you have interacted with them. So who is this runner that you see in the class? Must we identify and help them? They have this intelligence. We all have multiple. We have a number of intelligence, but there's one of which are conspicuous. And I know you now have understood that within the classroom environment. So can you be able to the ones which are conspicuous, nurture them and use them to leverage on the others which are weak, and then help the runner now identify what potential they have, nurture that potential, and then you will get very successful runners. Then there's the issue of cognitive development, that is sequential, and you can see the way the curriculum is built, cascading up, getting more skills. That's why we are starting with mathematical activities. Those lower levels, coming out to mathematics, and then now you see, by the time you reach the university, you have pure applied different types of the different maybe classification. So you see now you get that high level, the different areas. Are you a pure mathematician or is it applied? So which area will you go into? So you see that specialization. Is it pure? Is it applied? So cognitively, that runners will acquire certain knowledge, maybe at a certain level, so that we don't mandate that runner at the low levels. Then there is the issue of core competencies, and this is when I'm coming to conclude my lesson. That the core competencies of basic education, there are 7 of them: communication and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, imagination and creativity, citizenship, digital literacy, learning to learn, self-efficacy. These 21st century skills. How do we? You see, when they are done, when they are seen like this, it may not be very useful to us. maybe that's why I want to demonstrate. In the first one is when you talk about collaboration and communication and collaboration. How do we know that a runner has acquired this competence? Is a runner who is expressive. They will tell you, Maureen, this is the way I feel about a certain concept. This is the way I feel about a certain issue. They are very clear. They are very empathetic. So they are not only sympathetic, they are empathetic. They are responsible, and we have seen how that responsibility is done. They are very thoughtful. They are team players. You can see the diagram there. They are all in a team, and you can even see the diagram when they are writing in the classroom. They are patient. Patient does not mean you only wait for the turn. No, but you wait with understanding. That's different. So examples is students are able to develop strong verbal and interactive skills. They are able to engage collaboratively in teamwork activities, like you can see here. And the outcome, they are able to interpret and express themselves through a variety of media, be it social media, be it electronic media, be it whatever, even written work, they are able to express themselves. And that's why we are saying we must allow us to acquire this competency of communication and collaboration. Working together, team players. As a team player. Then critical thinking and problem solving is someone who is inquisitive, reflective, analytical, curious, and a problem solver. Here, students are able to develop open-mindedness with ability to listen to others' perspectives. Like the way I'm seeing you engaging in your discussion there. Very mature, very professionally. Open-minded, accommodative. And then you're able to analyze a situation, look at the evidence, draw a conclusion. You see, that's what we are saying. Someone who is able to reason logically and solve a problem. So like you have the runners now, when they have an issue with the school, they don't talk to anybody. They think, I want to go back to home, for example. So the only thing is I ban the dormitory because they cannot sleep here. It's not a critical problem solver. It's not using that logically. I have this problem, how can we solve it with the management in the school? Then we are saying the next one is creativity and imagination. Someone who is dynamic, creative, appreciative, imaginative, experiential, and who are connectors. So you can see creativity and imagination. You can see the runner here who is able to do differently, but they are doing their PE. You see, they are creative. You can see the other students there. Creatively being able to bring these materials in the classroom there. So you embed the same to help with learning. So they are able to transform images and ideas into reality, actively engaging in creative processes. And therefore they are able to demonstrate they are open to new experiences and engaging in creative processes, generate and apply new ideas. They appreciate imagination and also work of others. So that in the class, that's why when engaging me, ask me, appreciate what others have done. See, that's the kind of runner we want. Then another one, citizenship, love for the country. You think globally while still acting local. So somebody who is able to bring solutions, like now we have COVID. How do we get solutions? And you see, you saw during the COVID time. Some good Kenyans, very creative, coming up with different maybe gadgets or innovations. And you can see they are responsible about their environment, they are good decision makers, they are empathetic and analytical. So they contribute to the society in which they live in. So that is the runner we want to get with us. As I come there, we have this digital literacy. We all understand what we really mean. That runners ethically use digital media for running and personal development. Not the runners who just get to the phone and quickly they go to pornography or other sites. But they're able to use the digital media ethically. And the outcome, they're able to use and apply technology in learning. And you can see there in that class, we have they're using the different phone there. Some are using the tablet. as they run. And you can see the way the CBC books are made, are developed or are written. The runner engages, and then you can see click this short video and run that way. I see. So they are able to say digital literacy ethically and productively for both personal development, interacting with others, and also for the learning purposes. Then learning to run, very, very important. These are learners who are very reflective, skillful, resourceful, motivated, interactive, and experiential. So they are not, when you teach them, that becomes, whatever you facilitate in the classroom, they use it to be able to move to the next level of running. So they are learning to run. And so they are able to gain more knowledge, skills, and understanding through experience, study, and interaction with others. So they are willing to also engage with others and learn from others. They are able to manage their learning experience and so forth and so on. Then self-efficacy, the last competency, they become self-aware, self-directed, and they are able to pursue goals. So I may not go through this curriculum. I know now we understand how the CBC goes all the way to the university. But key, most importantly, you can see on the right hand side, there is a special needs pathway. If my colleague is there, I don't know whether my colleague has joined in. As she joins in, what does the CBC curriculum portend for us as teachers? We go to reorganize our classes from desks that are facing the teacher to where the desks are facing the runner. The runners are facing each other and they generate knowledge. Moving the running from acquisition of knowledge only to doing. So that's what we are talking about. I will not go through this, the entire things, but that is what it portends for us. Lesson 2 there is about multiple intelligences. So here we'll talk about a few things. Only one, that is a gentleman who advocated the multiple intelligence theory. That very key here, that we all run differently. We have different minds. And therefore, we are able to acquire knowledge differently, even to process it. And you can see the multiple intelligences there has come up with, of course, there is criticism to this theory, of course. So we are saying that classroom some can be spatial, those who are able to see things in 3 dimension. The others, they cannot see, you roll okay, you tell them about maybe even a cuboid. They don't see, they can't see. You are talking about a vertex. They ask you, I can't see that. So they are wired differently. But there are also naturalistic, others who are musical, logical, mathematical, existential, there. So these ones keep asking questions of why do we live? Why are we in school? Why are we not in school? Why do you tell us to go and eat at this time? They keep asking these questions. Others are very good in skills, interpersonal skills there among themselves. Others is about HPE, health and physical education there. Others are linguistic in nature, interpersonal within. They're able to converse within themselves there. So you got to identify as a teacher. So key, very important, is the implication. The implication in the classroom. So we have that the 8 intelligences are needed for productivity function in society. We all need all these people with all different multiple intelligences. There is the issue of you as a teacher. When you come in there, that the teacher should structure the presentation of the material in a style which engages most of the intelligences. So anytime that you go to the classroom, see how you can you can be able to engage learners with all the different capturing all the intelligences. You can see here, for example, when teaching about revolutionary war, a teacher can show students back of the maps. So some are able to conceptualize, play revolutionary songs, you capture those who are musical, organize a lot of play. You see, those who are able to express themselves in those are linguistic. You see, and have runners read a novel about life during that period. You see, you are able to capture multiple intelligences in the classroom. The other picture, everyone is born processing all the intelligences. That's something we need to appreciate. Nevertheless, runners will come into the classroom with different sets of developed intelligences. So some become more pronounced than others. And so you must understand the teacher, understand the weaker intelligence, and then help the learner achieve that. That is the most important thing that we need to understand when we talk about the multiple intelligences. That's the summary for that. Allow me to move on very, very quickly to lesson 3. Lesson 3, there. So lesson 3 is about learner-centered activities. Let me invite my colleague in a minute to recap. So as my colleague comes in, so we are saying that CBC is a good curricula, well nurtured. I don't know if you consume resources, but we can innovate within the classroom. It provides the learning resources, and we allow the learners to acquire competencies.
For such a good recap, a very comprehensive one. So, members, ours is very brief. Learner-centered activities. These are basically the methodology that we use, so that this learner will get some learning. By some learning, I mean, this is where they want to demonstrate whether they have got whatever it is that you have taught them. So, as a teacher, the minute you realize that you are individual differences, you just get it right. So, very briefly, I would like to say that the various learner-centered strategies are the ones that are going to help you achieve in the CBC. So, there is always what we are calling the differences between the teacher-centered and learner-centered strategies. And what we are saying is, whatever behavior you are going to demonstrate, it is going to depend on the much learning it has happened. So as a teacher, you can teach and teach, but how much learning has it taken place in this learning? So I don't want to discuss that very matrix, but you can see the side of the instructor-centered and the learner-centered method. There's a lot of difference whereby now the learner-centered, the learner becomes at the center of their own learning. They are in full control of their learning. And that is where you are going to realize you want to be very selective on the members that you are using to teach them. So, very I look at the cooperative learning method. This is a method whereby learners are grouped in small groups, maybe between 4 to 6 children. The task you give them, you are aiming at giving or coming up with a project that is full, meaning they are achieving the same goal. So, how is it different from the group discussion? I'm just wrapping up. With the group discussion, we are seeing these learners just coming in to bring in their views and their opinions. This is in respect to whatever has been given by others, or whatever it is that they have said themselves, and maybe they have reflected and they have corrected themselves. So, all through, in a discussion, we can see there is a learning between one person to the other. Remember, you have always talked of the communities of learning, communities of learning. So it is in the group discussion where you normally see how much social aspects have developed in these children. In independent study, well, in as much as we are talking of Levi-Vygotsky, we are talking of still, we need this learner to bring in their personal attributes, their personalities. So some like learning independently, but how can we maximize this? Well, as a teacher, you just promote individualized learning experience. Let them learn what they want to learn, but still you restrict them within the curriculum content, meaning you are the one who knows what you want to achieve. This is only the strategy that you are kind of varying, and by the end of the day, you realize even if they were independent, whatever it is that you expected to achieve in terms of maybe the objectives of the lesson, you can't just achieve. With the portfolio development, it is where as a teacher, you are supporting the learner to gather the information, to analyze the information, to illustrate whatever it is that you would call a competency, meaning, have they learned what it is that you wanted them to learn? So, this process of creating that information, this process of collecting that information, the process of them digesting and reflecting, it is what we are saying as a teacher, make it be continuous, because a portfolio development is a process, just as development suggests. What is it that we are calling journaling to these children? We are saying as a teacher, it is a teaching strategy. Remember, strategy. Whereby these learners, they get an opportunity from you as a teacher, one, to record their thoughts, feelings, and what it is that they feel, they experience in their quest of learning. Meaning, by the time you are brainstorming, whatever it is that they have recorded, they are also kind of clearing or getting accurate whatever information that they require. So, the learning to learn, you realize, comes in handy there. The Venn diagram, as a teacher, you apply it as a graphic organizer. That is used to compare and construct information. That is, they can relate, they can contrast. So when they form that mental structures, you realize they come up with the problem solution that they wanted. Because, self-awareness is the key thing. Come to community service learning. Remember, our community is on the receiving end. What it is that we are teaching these children, by the end of the day, it is going to trickle down to the society. Meaning, the community service learning, as a strategy, it is where, as a teacher, you kind of base the learning project based on the community component. Meaning, it is in the curriculum content. On the other hand, it is also now getting into the society. Children are having a touch of the society. Society is having a touch of the child. And especially what they are doing at school. Remember, we have said the CBC is more on education, more than schooling. So whatever they can learn, that is where as a teacher we are going to tap. What is this we are calling inquiry-based learning? It is a strategy where, as a teacher, we are telling you to provide learners with an opportunity to examine, and in this case, to examine systematically on whatever knowledge that they are acquiring. In this case, this is always prompted by curiosity. Remember, our key asset in our children's learning, it is the curiosity. So as a teacher, how much are we able to provoke these children into much thinking? How much are we able to provoke these children into kind of imagination of how things can work? And in the quest of experimenting and trying out, they can gain knowledge, and I would say in this case, an accurate knowledge of what they wanted to learn. Project-based learning as a teacher, this is so good. Because as a strategy, you just guide the learners. And as you guide them, you are guiding them to something that they will see as a tangible thing. I'm calling it a project. So, when you are teaching about transpiration, when you are tying that very holy thing on that very branch, you give it some hours, you give it some days, and they see kind of water getting into that very bag. On the quest of asking where has it come from, this is where they are getting much more knowledge. much more even outside whatever you wanted to expose them. And that is where learning to learn is coming in. I may not talk so much about the rest of what I'm having in the matrix here. Take your time so keenly. Yeah. Make sense out of them. They are very well stipulated. And with that, you are going to realize a strategy, a technique, a methodology is what is going to give you what you wanted. And what you wanted is the performance of this child. So, by the time you are assessing, you'll be assessing using, yes, the qualitative grading. But again, remember the 7 core competencies of the CBC. That is now on the receiving end of the society. And that is where we shall say, we have a nation, let alone a country.
So, colleague teachers, it's been a long day. We have one item on inclusive practices. Remember what we talked about, a very engaging photo here. Actually, three of them, very engaging. And we say that we need to rethink. Even now, what do this portend for us in our classes? So I would ask that we allow you to keep synthesizing this picture, because when we talk about inclusive practices in a classroom, what are we saying? You can see, look at that environment. The first picture there, some runners there, and others you can see able differently. The second one, you can see some here, others somewhere. These are the pictures that I want you to engage at night. You look at this other picture. Look at these runners. Look at that. Look at another runner. Look at another runner. But finally, what have we done in the second picture? So when you talk about inclusion, accommodation, integration, I want to invite the new experts. Because of the interest of time, because this is where we want to go. You can see in that last picture. We had the meeting now, and then the experts tomorrow morning will begin by recapping and taking us through. When we talk about inclusive practices, what does it